Did you know that the atomic bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in large part due to a miscommunication? After the victory in Europe, the Allied leaders called on Japan to surrender. Japan stayed silent while they considered their reply. When reporters hounded the Prime Minister for a reply, he uttered a single word, mokusatsu, which means no comment, but it was translated to the Allied leaders as not worthy of comment, held in silent contempt. The Allies took the reply as an insult of the highest order and a rejection of the demands for peaceful surrender. And you know what happened next. So if a simple miscommunication can result in something like this, what is it doing to your relationship? The great playwright George Bernard Shaw once said, "The greatest myth about communication is that it has taken place." How many times have you been misunderstood? Or have misunderstood someone else? And it caused a situation that could be resolved if only you could explain. We think we have communicated, but then we are shocked to discover that we have been misunderstood. Have you ever watched a couple on TV and thought, they could fix this if they just had a simple conversation? Yep, communication. When we think it has happened, it often hasn't. So here is a question. When you are having a conversation, how much of the responsibility to communicate successfully is yours, and how much is the other person's? Is it 50-50? 80-20? How about 100% yours? It is your responsibility to understand what the other person is saying and making sure that you are understood. Do you just talk and leave the understanding up to your partner? Or assume you have understood what the other person is saying and respond accordingly? The truth of the matter is the meaning of our communication is the response we get. No matter how adept you think you are with the spoken or written word, the meaning of what you tried to communicate is the response you get. A single word can have a myriad of meanings based on personal history and education. You might be speaking plain English, but how those words are understood is unique to the individual. They may even be reading into what you are saying because of a tone that you don't even know is there. People read tone into text messages. You might be being brief and they think you are upset. There are a million ways you can be misunderstood. Successful communication can be the fertilizer for a wonderful relationship and positive outcomes. So how do we navigate this treacherous sea of communication? Well, you don't need a degree to do it, nor read 1,000 books. Questions are your friend. If you are the one talking, then simply ask, "Please tell me how you understood what I just said." Then explain further if you have been misunderstood. If you are the one listening, then ask, "This is how I understand what you have just said. Is this correct?" This might seem a bit formal, but I think you get the idea. No one can argue with someone who values communication enough to get it right. The simple act of valuing communication in this way can bring a level of harmony to your relationships that you haven't yet experienced. And you will quickly discover that while romance can bring some wonderful experiences, nothing feels better to a person than being truly valued. And nothing does this better than someone wanting to really understand you. Communicating well is both a gift you give and an investment you make. And if your relationship is important to you, you will do it well. That's all I have for you today. If this content has helped you, then like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you all next time.